the Giant 40. Fredrickson all by himself. Cuts back beautifully.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who's been watching my videos. Thank you. If you can give this video maybe a thumbs up or possibly leave a comment below, maybe share this video, it would mean so much to me. But just, at least anyway, thank you just so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. Thank you. I saw an article, when we signed, or got Isaiah Wilson and we put him on the practice squad, that was a couple months ago, and he just kind of, the problems were kind of like, maybe having on the offensive line and all, and you might have a little diamond in the rough there with Isaiah Wilson, because you figure, he got drafted in the first round, just like Andrew Thomas did, except he was drafted number 29 by the Titans, but in the 2020 draft, right, Andrew Thomas was 4, Isaiah Wilson was 29. Andrew Wilson at Georgia was the left tackle, Isaiah Wilson was the right tackle. Got some good bookends there. Isaiah Wilson, for a right tackle, he's a big dude. I'm seeing everything. I saw a 6'6". I saw a 6'7". I saw a 330. I saw a 340. I saw a 350. I did see an article, and just trying to read up on Isaiah Wilson as much as I could, and somebody said it looked like he trimmed down a little bit, like maybe like 330. If you call that trimming down, but being on the practice squad and getting some reps and all that and everything, he's probably lost a little bit of weight, which is obviously is a good thing, but he's a big guy. He's only 22 years old, so he's just a baby. And I said, he got drafted from the Titans, but he's had some issues, okay, since he's been drafted. But when he was with Georgia in his last year, okay, he opted out of his senior season to enter the draft, and he was picked in the first round. He graded out by Pro Football Focus. He graded out at an 80.4 overall. His pass blocking grade was an 84.6. His run blocking grade was a 73.4. But you also figure, it's not like, I'm not picking on any schools, and I'm just saying, say he didn't come from Ball State, where the level of competition might be a little, you're Georgia, you're playing some top-notch competition, okay? So for him to finish the season grading out at 80.4, that's pretty special. He's going up against some real good defenses, all right? So, 80.4 is pretty doggone good. Now, after he got drafted by the Titans, the first month they started playing, obviously, was in September. Well, he got arrested for DUI. All right, there's more. In the next month, he spent like over a month on the COVID reserve list. December of 2020. All right, he got suspended one game for violating team rules. In January 2021, he got arrested on a high-speed chase. He was driving a car as fast as 140 miles an hour. Sounds almost kind of like Henry Ruggs. But he had, I believe, drug paraphernalia in it. I guess maybe like a pipe or some marijuana or something. Nothing really crazy, but once again, he got arrested again. 2 times within 4 or 5 months. March of 2021, the Titans, pretty unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Their first round pick, and within not even a year later, they want to wash their hands of their first round pick. So they traded him to the Dolphins. All right, so now the Dolphins got him. In March of 2021, the Dolphins released him after he showed up late for a physical. he missed a couple like team meetings or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but so they just traded for him, and 2 months later, they're washing their hands of him. So now he's with the Giants. Hopefully he's on the straight and narrow. Hopefully, maybe being around. I mean, Tay Crowder, Lorenzo Carter, Andrew Thomas, and you got Isaiah Wilson. I mean, we got a bunch of Georgia Bulldogs on the team. Okay, so maybe, being around some Georgia Bulldogs, maybe being around Joe Judge or some good quality people. Maybe he's trying to, ride the straight and narrow. Who knows? But Joe Judge says he's been making some good progress for us. All right, in one of his press conferences. In terms of this year, he's made a lot of progress, and if the situation arises and if the opportunity presents itself, we're going to get him ready to help us. So, maybe, huh? Hopefully we're going to get Andrew Thomas back. So now, if you got to look at that. If we get Andrew Thomas back, we'll have Solder, we'll have Parrott, Andrew Thomas. So, I don't know exactly. I mean, what that entails. I mean, if it's later in the season and we're kind of out of the playoffs, maybe you bring him up and put him out there and see what he got. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they think that highly of him, where they're going to put him in where they still have a chance to make the playoffs. That you don't know. But one thing you do want to know is you do want to find out. Okay, get him in there. I mean, because obviously practice squad's one thing. Whoop-de-doo. You got to get him in the action, okay? You want to see kind of what you got. Now, just because you put him out there, he struggles a little here or a little there, whatever, it doesn't mean, okay, well, he's trash, let's get rid of him. No, I mean, but you want to get a little inkling, a little clue as far as what you got there. Can you work with it? Can you make him better? And it'd be so important to find out what you got going into the draft. Because, there's some good interior linemen, there's a good center, there's a couple good interior linemen that are out there. Now, if you get them and you play them, and the Giants don't think he's going to be a good quality start. If you don't think much of Parrott either, you got to get rid of Solder. Well, then they in their first round or so, they might want to maybe going after a tackle, or maybe first or second round or whatever. But I mean, if they think they can work with them, then they can just concentrate on the interior, and work from there. Because obviously Shane Lemieux is coming back. Nick Gates, you hope he comes back, but you don't know because of the severity of the injury. And then you might have to let Will Hernandez go. All right, so you might, if you let Hernandez go and Nick Gates ain't as good after the injury, well, you might need to get a center and a guard. But but if you bring him up and put him out there and see what he can do, at least you have an inkling as far as what he can possibly do. So if the Giants don't make the playoffs, I hope one way or the other they get him in there for at least a little bit anyway to see at least what he can do. I mean, I said if he can work out and earn that first round pick that we had. I mean, if you can get Andrew Thomas, if he can stay healthy. And Isaiah Wilson over here, you got your two bookends. They're both 22 years old. They're young babies. Oh, man, that'll be absolutely phenomenal. Then I saw a little article, Keen Crossan. He kind of seems to think that he might be like the fastest guy in the NFL. And when the Giants played the Chiefs on the Monday night, it was like Tyreek Hill, you got John Ross, you got Keen Crossan. He kind of seemed to think that he would have a good chance of beating those two guys. Now, I mean, those are some fast dudes. You got Crossan, you got John Ross, and you got Tyreek Hill. But Crossan might have a little merit to what he's kind of saying. He's run 20 miles per hour, okay, on 60 plays this season, which is 12 more than the closest person. All right, now you gotta also, a lot of time when he's in there, he's a gunner. All right, so the ball gets snapped, he's running. All right, now obviously he's getting, he's going to get pushed at the line of scrimmage and blocked and all that down the field. But when he gets free and he takes off, the dude is fast. He's run 20 miles per hour, okay, on 234 plays since 2019, which is 25 more than the closest guy, the nearest guy. Okay, so the dude can get up there, all right, and he's even a gunner. Okay, this year, all right, has topped 22 miles per hour 11 times this season through the first 9 weeks. All right, so gunner has run 22 miles per hour or more 11 times in the first 9 weeks this year. He's done it 4 times. The rest of the NFL combined has done it 7. So, yeah, he might have something. He might be right. I mean, between we got Ross and you got King Cross, and those are 2 fast guys. I mean, Crossan is is very, very helpful in the special teams. I don't know if he's ever going to really wind up helping us out otherwise, but he's a fast guy, so he might be right with that. Then I saw that the Giants got 18 guys injured, like on the IR or whatever, that account for $33 million in their salary cap, which is about 18% of their salary cap. Unbelievable. One of the reasons they only have about $3 million left in salary cap space to go out and try to pick anybody up at all or anything. You got Andrew Thomas is worth $7.3 million toward the cap. You got Jabrill Peppers is 6.7. Blake Martinez is 6.7. Nick Gates is 3.3. Levine Toilolo 1.6 toward the cap. Shane Lemieux is $866,000. C.J. Board is $817,000. Carter Coughlin, right? He's $807,000. Dante Pettis is $613,000. Got Rodarius Williams is $526,000 toward the cap. Joshua Kalu is $490,000. You got Justin Hilliard, remember him? He's $483,000. Quincy Wilson, all right, it's $468,000. T.J. Brunson's $460,000. Kyle Murphy, the offensive lineman, all right, he's $440,000 toward the cap. Ryson John, we lost him a while ago. He's $417,000 toward the cap. Jonathan Harrison is $196,000 toward the cap, and Gary Prywell, who's just out right now on like the COVID reserve list or whatever, he's $704,000. All right, but I mean, it's like it's unbelievable. I mean, the Giants. That doesn't even include the Giants. There's a couple of guys that the Giants had to let go with injury settlements earlier on. I mean, they got hurt like in training camp, whatever. They released them, but with an injury settlement, so there was some money spent there too. But it just goes to show you. I mean, almost 20% of their salary cap is injured, and their thing is one of the biggest, hugest problems is that their starting group is I'm not going to say we're Super Bowl contenders or nothing. I'm not going to say that, but their starting group, their starting defense. You laid their starting defense out there, and you put their starting offense out there. You look at it, it's like that's not bad. The problem is we spent so much money, okay, to get those guys, the guys that are backing them up. The quality is a big step down, and then so that you got to spend so much money, for the starters. You only got $3 million left over, so you can't bring in, superstars to take their place. I mean, that's why you couldn't trade for like a Von Miller, or you couldn't bring it Odell. I mean, you'd have a hard time. I mean, if you're going to claim him off waivers, you'd have to give him $7 million. We only got 3. You'd have to go out and shuffle some money around to try to bring him in. That's why you can't bring those guys in, because you don't have the money, and your backups are not the greatest of quality, and you got almost 20% of your salary cap is on the injured reserve. Makes it very, very difficult to have a successful season. And then I want to go over the NFC East, okay, after the games yesterday. Now you got last week, the Giants were the only team to win, right? Because the Washington football team was on a bye. The Eagles lost a close game to the Chargers, and the Cowboys got blown out at home by the Broncos. But it just goes to show you on any given Sunday. You know what I mean? The Eagles went into Dallas and got killed. the Broncos went into Dallas and killed the Cowboys. The Eagles, who got killed by the Cowboys, went to Denver, who beat the crap out of the Cowboys, and the Eagles went and kicked the crap out of the Broncos in Denver. It's like, go figure. Now the Cowboys obviously in first place. They just, I couldn't even. I just couldn't even watch the game. It was just so horrible. I'm like, man, why didn't the Falcons play that bad? Now I'm not taking nothing away from the Cowboys. The Cowboys deserve to win and all that stuff. But I'm like, man, why didn't the Falcons just look that absolutely pathetic against the Giants, huh? Wouldn't it have been nice? That was 43-3. Are you fucking kidding me? 43-3. What a freaking joke. Next week, the Cowboys, they got a tough game. You know, they're 7-2, but they're at the Chiefs. Now, let's see. Hopefully, the Chiefs, hopefully their defense, you know, because they only gave up 17 to the Giants on the Monday night game. This week, here, remember, against the Raiders, they killed the Raiders 41-14. So hopefully their defense, you know, it's going to be Kansas City. Now Kansas City's back in first place. It's a huge game for them. Huge game because they want to keep that lead going. So, it's going to be, you know, hopefully Patrick Mahomes, I think, threw 5 touchdowns last night. They won 41-14 on the road. So let's see. Maybe they're starting to gel again once again. So hopefully they can take business and kick the crap out of the Cowboys. Then you got the Eagles, right? They're second place. They won. Very nice game, very convincing victory over the Broncos, 30-13. They're 4-6 now. Okay, they got next week. They got to play the Saints, so that'll be a tough one. The Saints got frickin' screwed. I don't know if anybody saw the game or whatever. They got screwed. They lost by 2 points to the Titans. But in the first half, they got called for roughing the passer penalty, which they showed on replay. The guy hit Ryan Tannehill, and it's like his nameplate, his head snapped forward, and the ref threw the flag. He never touched his head or anything like that. He called it was a blow to the head, personal foul, roughing the passer, blow to the head. He never touched his head. Well, on the play, he threw an interception, and after the penalty, they marked the penalty off. The Tennessee Titans went in and they scored a touchdown. All right. So that touchdown should never have counted, and the Saints only wound up losing by 2 points. So therefore, the Saints kind of got screwed by the refs. So hopefully the Saints can keep that, you know, keep playing good, all right, against the Eagles next weekend. Because I mean, they're only a game behind the Bucs because the Bucs lost to the Washington football team, who are in third place now. They're 3-6. Next week they're going to play against Carolina, who kicked the living crap out of the Cardinals. All right, the Washington football team won 29-19. It was like almost a rematch of the playoff game last year. Tyler Heineke, right, versus Tom Brady. It was Washington football team against the Bucs in Washington. Tom Brady won last year. Taylor Heineke won this year. So I mean, you know. Washington, can't say, you know, they're turning the corner, but a very, very impressive victory. They did lose Chase Young now. Looks like he might be out the whole season. I mean, non-contact injury once again. Just trying to put a move on the left tackle to rush the quarterback, took a step, boom, season's over with. Absolutely unbelievable. Then, of course, we got the Giants. All right, next week they're in last place. They're at 3-6. Right, obviously they're at the Bucs next week. They had their bye, but the Giants, the rest of the way, have the 24th easiest remaining schedule. So that might help them. Of course, obviously, once they get past the Buccaneers, their schedule gets even easier because after that they got to play the Chargers, who just lost. They got to play the Dolphins. They got to play the Bears. They got to play the Eagles 2 times, who have a losing record, and they got to play the Washington football team once, and they got to play the Cowboys as well too, and then the Bears. You know, so the Giants have an easy schedule, especially after they get past the Buccaneers. Now, does this mean that they're going to make the playoffs? Who knows? I mean, because now they're in last place. They got to climb past the Washington football team, and then they got to climb past the Eagles to try to make the playoffs. So, but if you want to look at it like this, okay, the Giants right now, I think they have the number 6 overall pick and the number 8 overall pick. So right now, the way things are going, so when the Eagles win, they're actually kind of losing. When the Falcons lose, they actually win. You know, the Falcons lost, But now, with their record being worse, they're going to get a better draft pick. Same thing with the Eagles. The Eagles won, but now their draft pick is now the Eagles, because of the record's 4-6, they're picking 11th. All right, the Washington football team. Now their record was 2-6. Now it's 3-6. Now they're up to 9th. All right. So, but as far as Wilson with the Bears had a bye this week, so we can't, it doesn't matter what the Bears aren't going to do anything this week anyway. But the Giants, because of being on a bye, and same thing with the Bears, I think the Giants have pick number 6 and pick number 8 next year. All right, so that could be absolutely huge if the Giants don't make a big playoff push. All right, which we all hope they do, but if they don't, the New York Giants have as of right now pick number 6 and pick number 8 in next year's draft, and that can be really, really huge as far as trying to turn this team around. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants! Woo!